Everybody wants everything to be marketing. That's how it works, right? Like everything in the world is marketing, and you just need a high ticket closer, man, and you're done. That is not how the world works. See, when you look at it, public relations, marketing, and sales are three components that you need to make anything work well, and they're kind of a sequence. If you're not selling, you take a look at marketing. If your marketing isn't converting, you take a look at PR, and PR is always primary. Like if I had my last dollar, I would spend it on PR and getting known, because public relations, a public is a type of audience. I think when people hear that, they're like, oh, it's like relating to, the public at large. It's not. It's actually a type of audience. It's a specific term, and it's how you relate to that public. Do they know you, like you, and trust you? And what you're actually trying to do, what you're actually trying to sell, is you're trying to get an audience to have a certain idea about you, your company, or what you're doing. And you can have company PR as well as personal PR. Like if you treat people like a dick, that's bad personal PR for you, right? So you have to also think about, how am I treating people, as well as how do people experience my brand? What do people get out of my brand? What do people think about my brand? So what you're really looking at there is getting people to know you, like you, and trust you, and think you are the authority. And then what you can do is any of these pieces you're creating, like podcast content, a lot of times is PR. What people are seeing on social media a lot of times is PR. What you do with that and how you get it in front of people, the actions you do to do that, that's marketing. And marketing can be paid or unpaid, right? If you're taking a piece that's created, a video, and you're then positioning it a certain way, well, that you've now taken a PR piece and made it a marketing piece. And when you create interest in marketing, that's when you're moving into the sales area, right? Because like you create, somebody raises their hand and says, I'm interested, now they're a lead, then you're working on sales. But if you're not looking at, how does my public trust me? How do I get them to have the right idea? Then you can look at marketing to that public so that it actually converts, right? Because people can't spend money with you if they're not aware with you, and if they don't trust you, which means they're not going to raise their hand and say, talk to me, to become a sale. So those three things have to work together, or you're really not going to see what you want in your business, man.
Yeah, man. The amount of online marketers and internet marketers, that heads just exploded when you said PR was the most important thing. Because
Well,
I
and
think that there's
everybody wants PR to be marketing, by the way, as well. And it's, if you have, they can work together. Sometimes they can get thrown under the same umbrella, but if you don't have both, it's not going to work.
Okay. So talking to the content creator, right? The person that's building a personal brand on social media. They've never looked at it as PR though. But I love your take on it, right? It's like the content that you're creating is actually the PR. It's the actions that you're doing behind it though that are driving the marketing. So what do most people not understand that are trying to build an online brand? What do they have wrong about the branding component?
They think they can spend marketing money on a shit sandwich. Do you know what I mean? Like they're like, it's the ugliest piece of content you've ever seen. It doesn't add value to anyone, and they're just going to promote it, and they expect to get leads. So what you have to really do is position it the right way, get it seen the right way, make it aesthetic, make it a message that can be received. Then you can worry about promoting it, because that image can be a valuable image is a PR action. Now, what you're doing with that, maybe the copy you're writing with it, maybe the way you're putting it out there, that's a marketing action. But you can't take something terrible and unaesthetic and not interesting and promote it. I think a lot of times people just, they want to buy 10,000 Instagram followers and put stuff out there and then wonder why nobody takes action on it, because you don't actually have authority. People don't actually believe you. It's the authority you get from PR and what you're saying and doing, and then you're marketing it and promoting it to that audience you've created by PR, and then hopefully getting sales out of that.
Now, how does PR in the online space, right? So we've been talking here about like the Instagram, social media stuff. I think for me coming into today, I'm like, PR, that's like TV, right? That's like getting on news stations. And there's a place out there, right? And I think
there is,
kind of
but
legacy
it's dying.
media,
It's dying.
it's definitely dying. So talk about what's not the balance here, but should people look at any legacy media in terms of the PR side of things, or should you just focus all in on the online?
It depends how big your vanity muscle is, man. If you think you're the prettiest thing that's ever lived and people need to look at you, then go for it, man. Go for legacy media. If you want impact, you need to look at podcasts, you need to look at Rumble shows, YouTube shows, you need to look at, online media and things like that. But at the same time, there's also a huge difference between different types of online media. Because you'll get these guys that'll pitch in your inbox and say, I can get you on Forbes and Inc. and all these different things. And a lot of times they're press releases, and a lot of times they're paid promotions and things like that. That devalues you. When people see that you had to pay for something and you didn't get it as an earned piece of media, even if you had an agency do it for you, if it's not earned media and it gets out there, it devalues you. So at the same time, I think the major thing about online media, like podcasts and things like that, is Apple Podcasts released their stats a couple years ago, and they said when you're looking at podcast episodes, people are sticking around for about 80% of them. You're not getting that with television. They've been lying about their numbers for years anyway. So I think the thing is people are making decisions that they're interested in this media and they're actually watching it. I don't have cable. Most of my friends don't have cable. So like legacy media just doesn't have the impact anymore, man. And at the same time, you're not having the length of conversations you're having in a podcast or in other places where you can really get to know somebody. You can really get to see who they are, trust them. And I'll tell you what, it's really hard to fake who you are for an hour in a podcast. Eventually it's going to come out. So I think the way new media is, it's an incredible opportunity. And I just think legacy media, man, it's just they've padded their numbers for years, and it's just they're dying because they've also lied to you with the content they put out. It's rough. It really is.